All right. Before we dive in, let me introduce myself and let you know what this course is all about. I started this whole thing back in 2008, fresh out of high school. My family was struggling and we were just trying to make ends meet. We started by offering house cleanings on Craigslist and ended up doing everything from restaurant kitchen cleanings to attic insulation removal, whatever jobs came our way. Over time, we brought on helpers, then started subcontracting, and eventually scaled into a full blown service business without ever picking up a tool again. This isn't theory. I've built this and I still run this model today. No inventory and low overhead. An office admin, a virtual assistant, and subcontractors. Generating over $500,000 a year. So, what's this course going to give you? I'm going to show you exactly how to start and scale a home service arbitrage business, even if you've never done this before. You'll learn how to find clients, how to find and manage subs, how to price jobs, and how to automate the admin work so you're not glued to your phone 24/7. We'll walk through tools, systems, contracts, flyers, VA delegation, and the exact launch strategy to go from day one to your first paid job, all without needing a license or ever touching the tools. You'll also get a full walkthrough of how to target homeowners and realtors, how to protect your business from flaky subs or undercutting, and how to flip simple jobs like lawn care or junk removal into thousands per week. And if you're in Houston, you'll have access to daily updated lists of recently sold homes and realtor contacts you can start marketing to right away. Not in Houston? No problem. We've got contact lists for any city. So, whether you're starting this as a side hustle or trying to build a full time operation, everything you need is laid out in the modules. Let's get into it. Now, one more thing before we jump in. This business model can be tweaked 100 different ways. You can offer different services, use different marketing strategies, and go after all kinds of clients. But I'm going to walk you through what works for me. My focus is on two types of clients: real estate agents and new homeowners. And I reach them using two simple methods: flyer mailouts for new homeowners and email and text campaigns for realtors. Here's why those clients are so valuable. Instead of fighting for attention from regular homeowners, who usually shop around, schedule 5 quotes, and price hunt, we go straight to people who need help right now and don't have time to waste. New homeowners are brand new to the area. They don't have a go-to lawn guy, pool guy, or handyman. You can become that person quickly. Realtors are just doing business. They don't nitpick your work like an emotional homeowner would. They just want the job done fast, clean, and on budget so they can move on to the next deal. If you're reliable, they'll keep coming back. If you try to compete for every regular homeowner looking for the cheapest quote, you'll lose every time. They'll meet with 5 other contractors before even calling you back. This is a niche game. We focus on realtors and new homeowners, people moving fast, needing things done yesterday, and looking for someone they can trust. Be the one who shows up, solves the problem, and stays consistent. Let's get into what this course will cover. Module 1 will be the Introduction to Home Service Arbitrage, what this business model is and what it isn't. What to say when clients ask if you do the work. Why this is a low overhead, high margin opportunity. Tools you'll need to get started. Hustle versus full business. Pick your path. Action steps to launch immediately. In Module 2, Building the Foundation, we'll talk about choosing your niche. Business setup, LLC, sole proprietorship, or DBA. Understanding local business licensing and permits. Insurance and legal protection. Come up with pricing while recruiting subs. Finding subcontractors. Action steps to build your foundation. On Module 3, we'll talk about bookkeeping and financial tracking. Setting up simple bookkeeping with Google Sheets, QuickBooks, or other free options. How to track income, expenses, and profit margins. Managing invoices, receipts, and subcontractor payments. Strategies for handling late payments. Maintaining a healthy cash flow while managing delayed client payments. Tax time tips, we'll discuss what forms you need, like 1099 forms for subcontractors. And we'll end on creating an emergency fund for project overruns. On Module 4, we'll talk marketing, finding clients, lead generation. The importance of targeting new homeowners. Running mailer campaigns. Flyers, postcards, and templates included. For the Houston market, we have a bonus. Daily lists of recently sold homes and realtors available. How to use these lists to land consistent work. Using Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and Thumbtack to attract clients. Cold calling, cold emailing, and door-to-door. Scripts that work. Future expansion, client profiles, outreach strategies for realtors, investors, HOAs, and property managers. Outside Houston, I have realtor contact lists for any city are available. In Module 5, we'll discuss managing subcontractors like a pro. Setting expectations early, scope of work, timelines, and pricing. How to schedule work orders without micromanaging. Before first payment, send the W-9 and verify insurance. Keeping subs accountable, completion photos, sign-off sheets. How to deal with unreliable subs. How to mitigate subs from stealing clients. Building a reliable crew over time. Okay, next up in Module 6, we'll talk about scaling and automation. How to automate work orders and subcontractor assignments. How to use virtual assistants to manage the admin work. How to expand into new niches and cities. Market research checklist, how to analyze demand, competition, and profit potential. Adapting marketing strategies for different cities or niches. Scaling with realtor partnerships and investor leads. When to hire in-house versus stay subcontractor-based. Next up on Module 7, here we'll talk about advanced strategies, like tapping into high-profit niches, junk removal, tree service, etc. Data-driven marketing, how to use sold listings for hyper-targeted ads. Turning single jobs into long-term revenue streams. Leveraging realtor and property manager partnerships for referrals. How to approach realtors and property managers for partnerships. Incentives and referral programs to build long-term relationships. Sample scripts for cold outreach. And finally, we wrap things up with Module 8. This last module is all about taking action, applying everything from the first 7 modules in a real-world, step-by-step guide that walks you from day 1 all the way to landing your first job. Thanks for sticking with me this far. I hope you walk away with solid insight and a clear path forward.